Welcome back. In this video we're going to be talking about the abuse triangle, and just bear with me. I'm going to go through one of the scenarios basically before we get started, and I'm reading from my version of the Domestic Violence Action Alliance training manual for advocates in Virginia, and if you would like to see more information like this, remember to subscribe or follow depending on where you're watching this from, and let's get started. Okay, so try to follow and let me know if you think that there's a better way that I can do this in the future to help you follow. But Frank is the abuser in this scenario that I'm about to read. And Frank, he comes home drunk and hits Janice, his wife, the victim. And he hits the victim for the second time this week. Janice, the victim, cannot take this anymore and calls her mom, aka the rescuer. The mom says, "Come on home, Janice," or the victim, and Janice, the victim, goes home and gets a good night's sleep. In the morning, Frank, the abuser, calls Janice, the victim, and acknowledges he was wrong. Mom, the rescuer, hears the call and grabs the phone from Janice, the victim. Mom is scaring Janice. She's threatening to force Janice to stay with her until she can talk some sense into her. Mom is now the abuser. Janice is still the victim. And she sneaks to the phone to call Frank to come get her. And now Frank becomes the rescuer. Janice leaves the house screaming at her mother in a very abusive way. And the mom feels taken advantage of and misunderstood. And now Janice has become the abuser and her mom has become the victims. So here are some talking points about the abuse triangle. We are all vulnerable to these roles. This triangle, particularly when working with individuals that may have a history of experiencing relationships from within this triangle. Staying off the triangle is difficult because we as people often find comfort with roles. Once on this triangle, we're more vulnerable to slipping into one of the other roles. Embedded in this relational pattern is a power dynamic. What shifts is who, at any given point, has the power and in which manner it is being used. Conflict inevitably will arise within this relational pattern, no matter who you are. Because this pattern, the abuse triangle, fosters dependency. As advocates, we have a responsibility to try to avoid this triangle and model a respectful and healthy pattern of relating. So I'm going to go ahead and end the discussion there. If you guys want to, please leave a comment identifying alternatives to this triangle or anything else that you might find useful, or any questions that you have about this, or things that you would like me to dive deeper into about the abuse triangle. In the next video, we're going to be talking about another set of roles, a different triangle. Basically, it involves the creator, challenger, and coach. And so you're really going to want to see that video. So remember to follow me or subscribe depending on where you're watching this from. If you or someone you know is a victim to domestic violence, abuse, bullying, sexual violence, or rape, remember that help is available 24/7 at the information in the description. Remember to stay safe out there, and I will see you soon.